Cool. I do like this. Like, I always feel bad that I don't have enough ways to reward subscribers and patrons by naming stuff after them, and because all the roads are just named Road number 3, Road number 62, just renaming those as soon as I claim them, I think that's a cool reward, because you'll constantly see them flashing up as development and stuff happens in events. Imagine a Foxenrod. I mean, could happen. Speaking of which, Kallaxrod wants to be cored. We can definitely do that. Goblins flee from the country. Bye, goblins. Build a great palace. Stop making me spend money! Monarchs often struggling to subdue the nobility and secure their standing in the eyes of their peers. The rise of firearms has reduced the nobles' role as warriors and left them with, in the eyes of the monarchs, too much idle time. In order to dazzle the nobles and keep them occupied, many monarchs are increasingly creating grand new palaces and introducing elaborate court rituals. Ovdal Kanzad is no different, and we have instructed our chief architect to draw up plans for a new palace to be built. I mean, we can afford it. I do actually need the legitimacy because we did kick out the previous guy and then murder the heir. Plus that gives us prestige. You know what? Done. Do I do points betting here? No. I find that points betting just it's massive spam. I have no interest in spamming my chat in that way. It's difficult enough to keep tabs on what's happening. But you will have ways of spending channel points, like when I do polls. You can absolutely influence those polls with channel points. And that seems to be the most popular use of them. So those of you who watch a lot get to influence those polls more heavily. To be fair, we knew about Anbennar, Escan, Bulwa before the Greentides, just we didn't have contact with the outside when it shut us down from the Greentide. So when we re-established contact with them, it would make sense we would get to know the current politics pretty fast. But there's no way through to that. Like, we're blocked off here. There's various kobolds here. Goblins here. That's Dwarven. I'm not sure who you are. Black Orcs. Like, contact's not that easy. It's still really bloody difficult to get through all of there. Like, it's not like we have access to the coast or anything, because this is all... Actually, I don't know what these guys are. Oh, these are humans. Humans and harpies. And elves. Yeah, okay, maybe through this. Although, how do we get there? Those are gnolls. No, Akrasur are elves. No, they're humans. Eliena are harpies. Dirtwater are goblins, though probably harpies now. Sedir would be the closest contact we would have, and even getting to that would be difficult. Eliana are civilized harpies, yeah, but most of the lands they own are... Actually, I thought they had some goblins. They just have that one area of desert elves. Let me guess, those are elves who got lost in the desert. Elves need to stop getting lost so often. Native Uprising. Ah, sod. That's going to be a pain to get to. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop out 6,000... No, make that 8,000 soldiers and we'll send you here. No, you know what? We'll send you down there. We'll leave you where you are. And then we'll hire another general, because we can maintain that many. Because remember, we got the +1 general without upkeep. So this can be Mizzet. And now we're going to maintain 3 separate armies. In fact, Mizzet is significantly worse than the others, so who's this? Bellicosity. So Bellicosity is going to be leading that army, and then Mizzet's going to do the drilling. He's our instructor. Well, buildings would give the most income if I built one now. We're workshops, probably. Yeah, we have 3 workshops which are worth doing because we upgraded the development. But I'm still trying to save money so I can upgrade my holds. That's my first priority right now. Goblin minority Persian. In fact, we've got some more people coming to attack us soon. Where is this? Peridot and Dirt Hole. So let's go and stand on Dirt Hole Rock with you. We're going to recruit some more infantry units for the Central Army. Damn, they destroyed the colony here. We'll go and stand on that, and then we will go ahead and send the colonist again. To love and be loved. A royal marriage is rarely a matter of love. Rather, it is a diplomatic opportunity which is not to be wasted. It is also of great importance that the future consort is of a suitable status, and it is advantageous if he or she is a foreigner, so as not to disturb the balance of internal politics. However, even a lord can become love-struck, then all such matters seem to melt away, from his point of view at least. A local from the ruined Kops province has caught Durin's eye. He appears to be happier than ever, entirely and endlessly enamoured. While our nobles and advisors are less than pleased, the union between Durin and his beloved has strong support from the commoners of the realm. So we gain a new 112 consort. Or we say no. I'm going to say no. Seeing as we've been trying to court Segilda for quite some time to get a royal marriage with them, which we can now finally do in 10 days. And there we go. Royal marriage done. Is she utterly useless? We don't know. Really? That didn't work? I was sure that having a royal marriage with someone would get you the consort. That's annoying. Accommodation with the natives in Dwarves. More settler growth, that's good. What about you? Can we get marriage with you? What's an autonomous vassal? Gain autonomy in their eternal affairs. Autonomous vassals are vassals that can go to war on their own. Oh, interesting. Okay. We are going to need to spend development again, I think. Twitch Rod, which is this one. Need to make sure that you've got development cost edict on. You do. So let's go ahead and do that. Then Rajan Rod would be next. That keeps us somewhat under control. Let's move you to Earthseed. Gives us a higher chance of having that rise up. Okay, we've got an heir to the throne. We got married. 144. Definitely better. Married into House Shale Axe, apparently. Thingrim. No. Your name is Bjornvar. Okay. Durin has become strict, giving us more discipline. I am okay with this. This seems reasonable. Yeah, I would agree. Bokun, who I watch a lot, has been doing it. Had a bunch of high-priced 1 million plus point stuff, and they all got up to over 10 million because of the massive amount. Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler myself, and it's just spamming. There are far more interesting ways of using the channel points. Thin and Grim is our heir an emo kid? Emo dwarf. And Durin is now a bubbling buffoon. Wait. Why did you get both of those in a row? Oh. Not having the diplomatic reputation is probably okay, although I was hoping to get an alliance with you. And we are now allied with Segedr. And also with Heroes Vale, Verkal Gulan. So we now have 3 Dwarven holds in alliance together. Now, has that put me over my relations limit? No, we're good. We can have one more. Are you still allied to them? Yes. Are they going to join a war? Unfortunately. Fine. And you were spotted, so we're not going to be able to find more. Your accent sounds British, so how can you not be a gambler? Why would having a British accent make you a gambler? He's a strict bumbling buffoon. He's very serious about being an ass during negotiations. A revolt, Dirt Hole Rock, finally rose up. Unfortunately, because I was reading chat, they managed to actually take it before I could react. Remember when that would cost me an entire colony? Yeah, those were not the days. Alright, take it back. Sounds like Boris. It kind of does, actually. I didn't want to say anything, but now that you've brought it up... Yes, it absolutely sounds like Boris. $309 ducats. How much was the restoration going to cost again? Oh, 218. Okay, that's less than I realised. So, begin restoring it. Absolutely. And then we're going to save up the 600? 700 that we need to dig deeper as well. 360 went down. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe the revolt risk? Alright, we have the bestest navy in the entire mountains. We are super diplomatic, despite our strict bumbling buffoon. Goblin minority has been purged. Good riddance. And you guys need to get back to drilling. That was the whole reason for me doing that. How are we doing for force limit? We are 5 under. So let's get you recruiting a bit more. And we'll have the majority of the army drilling. A promising trader, a level 2 trader for 50% off. To replace this guy. That sounds magnificent to me. He's 50% more. Oh, it's because he's an elf. The dwarves are just cheaper. Speaking of which, I was talking about upgrading... No, we'll do that once we started digging deeper. We'll then upgrade the advisors with our surplus financials. Ascension. Our decision to let the scientists be, contentedly sewing these miniaturized flags, seems to be the right one. What even constituted the Ascension, what rumours mentioned, and how on Halland such an innocuous action could ever lead to it. The deeper mysteries will always remain beyond our knowledge, but we do know this. At 3 AM on the 31st of Tyrfal, the city he lived in, we have no better word then, ascended. Once busy streets went silent, once active markets froze in time. The song of birds, the rush of water, the burble of conversation all ceased. The entire population of the city has simply frozen, rendered static in a world constantly in motion. Their eyes still dart to and fro, seeming to drink in the sight of their surroundings, but beyond that, they have entered some kind of stasis. Not even our strongest magic seem able to affect them, let alone get a sense of what's going on with them. Thankfully, this only happened in the Inventor's City, and we shudder to think what it may have meant if the effect had reached across the entire nation. With no other option, it seems we must leave the once thriving city as a monument to genius, and the madness unique to it. So we gain stability. Ovdal Kanzon no longer has the ascension, so we lose the tech bonus. And we lose 6 development in Rajanrod. Okay. That could have been worse. That could have been much worse, especially considering the cost of stability for us. And that was actually a bit of a boon. 6 dev, which probably costs 100 development for a stability point that costs like 300. Oh no, it's probably about 150. It's probably about equal. New trade good. Dwarven 45 produces wool. Native uprising. They seem to rise up pretty frequently here. But that's okay. That's what the army is for. There should be a stable government. Should there? Let's get another... cannon and infantry. No, let's get another 2 cannon. There should be stable government. Several of the leading members of the government are deeply worried about some of the changes that were recently proposed to how the realm should be ruled. They demand a stop to such outrageous reforms and a return to our tried and tested traditions. Naturally, they avoid mention of how these changes could affect their power base. I'll take the prestige hit, seeing as we're almost positive now. Could have been worse. It could have been a drow infestation. Will I go back to smacking organised goblin nations to recover the tunnel soon? Soon, but I'm currently trying to conserve resources to expend those resources on building stuff up. You can only do so many things with limited stuff. New trade good. Grosmarod is producing livestock. Okay. And I really want to get the 17-year construction project going in the capital. Sooner rather than later, seeing as it's so long. Do I still have the edicts on? I do. I don't really like micromanaging the edicts that much. They're not that expensive. It's not like I'm having a shortage of cash right now. There will be blood. Besides, I probably will be constantly deving up. Those are the road areas. I'm not going to bother having edicts in the centre, but on the roads, why not? The trader died. That's annoying. So I guess we will go... Well, first of all, I'm going to fire your ass, because you're rubbish. I'm not going to use any bloody elves. Not in my dwarven realm. And... Goblin? No! Get out! Let's see who else we get. The Spy Master is cheap. It's because they're both dwarves. There we go. Now we can get a dwarven trade efficiency. And I think that would be better. And we can also get another idea in offensive. The problem is, we know that somebody else has offensive ideas. And at the moment we're ahead of them, which is why we're getting the innovativeness. I wish this was a sliding scale rather than all or nothing. Like if you're first you get 150, if you're second you get 1, if you're third you get 0.75, if you're fourth you get 0.5, etc. Because there are just too many nations in the world. We got lucky. Like the fact that nobody else had innovative or offensive ideas has allowed us to just pump out the innovativeness. I think I'm going to grab Grand Army now, just to make sure we stay ahead. Allows us to create one of the largest and most powerful armies the world has ever seen. And that is also going to allow us to recruit a couple more troops, which is good because I'd kind of like to get up to an artillery train of 10. So I could technically have 2 armies, each with 5. And all of these guys can be drilling, so we'll have really well drilled artillery. Like, this is our main fighting force. Then we've got these, which are our infantry reserves. And then these guys, which are our mercenaries, mostly there to fight natives. Unfortunately, fighting the natives does also cause us to lose troops. Whoa! How did you get an elephant in these tunnels? That seems ever so slightly out of place. What the hell? Oh, wow. Okay. Big tunnels, apparently. Elephant dwarves. Or dwarven elephants. Dwarf elephants. People don't want to be conscripted. Usually our system of national conscripts functions like a well-oiled machine. But at the moment we're encountering some resistance to recruitment. You know, riots, recruiting parties being attacked, minor things like that. I'll increase the recruitment time. That's really not a problem. It's the most useless modifier. Alright, now we can recruit our last artillery piece. And my army is now at the standing size that I want it to be at. The next question I have is, who is the wealthiest of them all? I'm third. I've overtaken the Dame's Crown. Goward and Elisna are still ahead of us. And in terms of quality, I am still roughly top 10. Tradition. Whoa, my tradition has taken a buffeting. Interesting, because we haven't been fighting as much. Advancement of the nobility. I mean, we're slowly but surely making our way along here. Thankfully, Verkal Gulan doesn't seem to have been expanding very much. So we really do just need... You're in another big war. The question is, all of these fights you're getting into, is that against the command? In which case the command is tied down by other conflicts? I'm going to guess probably. So I just need to get an occupation going. I think that could be worth doing. Because I would very much like to, at the very least, take the central tunnels and the hold. And while we're low on manpower, we are going to be gaining it. I think that this is a really good opportunity. I'm going to gamble on the fact that this is actually a war against the command. And we're going to save the game first of all. That's true, I can check the war. I was thinking I couldn't because I couldn't see them. And then go nah, and we go nah, 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 nah. And then we check the really, really big wars. Command, Thunderfist, Bloodsong, Blackstep, Stolen Gem, Chain Rasper. So it is against the command. And the command is currently winning it. But I think that this is the best opportunity that we are going to get. Let's do this. Oh, right, these are all vassals. You weren't a vassal, were you? No. That's fine. Alright, let's move you down here. And get moving. If you wait a bit, the command won't accept the call to arms. No, they would accept. You know what? We're just going to wait here. We're going to let the minion take the damage from the attrition. Although what I can do is grab the artillery together with my best siege general and then just stick you in the capital. Maquette. They tell us the demand of incense is on the rise. Used as a component in many rituals, the price of incense follows the increasing demand that the Magi have for it. Price of incense goes up by 20%. Clearly, Caleb has just bought up the entire world supply of incense again for his spells. Time to steal maps. You can't steal maps until we have 50%. Natives are attacking again, but as long as you're attacking these guys, I really don't care, because this is a separate manpower pool, which I don't need to worry about. Stolen Gem. Appeared there for a second, then decided, nah. Oh, we're seeing an army now, so we're going to move you here. Okay, there are some big armies coming in now. The commanders arrived. Oh, this is connected. Shoot. I didn't realize that was connected. I thought you had to go through here. Well, that army is dead. I've just lost all of my artillery. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, freaking dwarves, man. Heck yeah! Stack wipe! Okay, this is the first big fight. This is against the command. My artillery has arrived. So this is my 19.2 thousand versus their 14,000. They do have another ridiculous number of troops coming in. They're on a -1. They have 110% discipline against my 105. They have a 3.7 morale against my 3.4. I have slightly less tactics than they do. I have much more artillery in the back row, which is good because my artillery has huge bonuses. We are slightly drilled, which is reducing the amount of damage we take. They are also slightly drilled. And I do have various artillery in the back row modifiers. I wish I knew what Miltech they were. I have a feeling they're the same as us. And unfortunately we didn't get Miltech 9. Sickness of the Lord. During the first has fallen ill and cannot handle all aspects of ruling Ovdal Kanzad for the time being. How do we handle this? Powerful nobles or autonomy change. How long for? 10 years. I don't want that monthly autonomy change. What is the just base level reduction? 0.5. So it means that anywhere where we have autonomy will not go down. I will take the hit to the finances. They have just way too many troops here. Unfortunately, they sent their entire army after me, rather than the other guys that they were fighting at the same time. I need to back off. Unfortunately, my ally is about to get cut off there. Thankfully, we did put a fort here, so we can control this junction. And we're going to change this edict to defensive. Because of course we are. Thankfully our local defensiveness should be truly scary. 108%. Especially with Runar Flameforge. We can bring in mercenaries, and I think that now would be the time to do that. 232 ducats will cost me 6 ducats a month. I can afford that. Yeah, we're going to grab these guys. I just need boots on the ground. And unfortunately my colonial efforts will slow while I prepare myself for this. God. Really? As soon as I leave, the natives are like, yeah, let's attack. I mean, it makes complete sense. I mean, that is definitely the time to do the attack. But still. Oh, now I'm losing money. Ah! Oh, merchants! Yoo-hoo! I'll have your 700 ducats, thank you. I'm gonna need it. Now, what's the defensiveness here like? 60%. It is a cavern, which is a -2 for the attackers. So I think it is time for us to start marching down to here now. With our full force.